Yeah, what's up, peeps? Hope we're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel. I realize that I look maybe like a fool, but it's been my favorite hoodie I've been wearing lately. What's up, though? Welcome back to the channel. Over this past weekend, we had some drama. Oh my gosh, that of course we got to talk about here on the show that I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to have different opinions on, and that's A-okay. You guys can leave a comment down below as Nickmercs find himself back in the news over this past weekend, re-bringing up and rehashing the old comments he had made back over the Call of Duty drama days as it came down to the Pro League qualifiers for Apex Legends this upcoming ALGS season, where unfortunately, for a lot of fans out there, the tripods, that being Nickmercs' Apex team with him, Gents, and Deeds, did actually fall short of qualifying, just short. We are talking by a point in the last qualifier, which was super fun to watch. I believe this is over holiday break. In case you guys missed that, hopefully I might have the reaction after they found out they missed out on making ALGS by 1 point, which would have been a huge feat and a huge boost in viewership. I think we can all admit that if Nickmercs and his team had actually made it to Pro League.
No way, bro. Tell me that's wrong, bro. I want to puke.
Many kills they get that game. They had to go fucking crazy.
That game? Temper had 10 kills, yeah. LSC had 9.
We wiped that team, we win, man.
Yep.
We had to swing out Nick. I mean, we could have waited the arc, but if they swung like, I don't know. Maybe I didn't do enough damage.
I mean, I was late because I got stunned by the arc. That just sucks. And I had no mag in my fucking car, man. Just, they're full loot, triple R9, just bullshit. Oh my god, boys, 1 point. No way, right? This has to be wrong. So what about points?
And so with that failing to qualify in that last qualifier by 1 point, you then look to overall points, as it's been a couple weeks full of drama in the Apex scene. I never even covered the Apex Legends cheating Discord because it got a little hairy beyond that, but also griefing going on and a lot of other news happening in the scene. It was actually an opening of the spot with NRG leaving Apex Legends. We have Sweet changing teams, rumored to do so as well. It comes down to an opened up spot and now another invite being handed out by Respawn/Apex to the next best team for Pro League. A pretty cool occasion, and people really curious to see who they would choose. They went with a separate team, that being the next team in line based off overall points, known as the Oversleepers. And just to keep note, like, this is a well-deserved mark for this team, a well-deserved invite. I think a lot of people would agree. There were some people questioning, though, if it was going to be Oversleepers or the Tripods coming down to a team who almost qualified in the last qualifier, or a team who was next up based off overall points. And some people also making the argument for Tripods and Nickmercs' team because, and I would agree, they bring a lot more viewership than just about any other team could. Now, when it comes down to it, though, what is the most fair thing to do is the decision that was actually made, giving this instead to the team Oversleepers. With that, though, it's actually Nickmercs responding on stream. I believe this is now 2 days ago at the point of you guys watching this. And here was his response after finding out that Tripods, his team, did not receive the invite, and the other team, Oversleepers, they did.
Oversleepers for the PL spot? No. Oversleepers for the PL spot. Oh, they got invited? Did that just come out? Guys, I don't think we're getting invited, man. You know what I mean? I like, just put 2 and 2 together. Like, Apex is a very pro, fucking just gay, pro, trans, pro. And look, I'm not anti, but I'm not in the front of the parade doing the high knees either. You know what I mean? So live and let people live. But I mean, we clearly have a difference in opinion, across the board. So I mean, if you're expecting them to give me an invite to their pro league, I mean, bro, I'd be so surprised if that ever fucking happened. You come across very anti, but I'm not anti. I made that extremely clear. Extremely. And I told you where I draw my line, man. I don't like I think parents should be teaching their kids about stuff like that. When it's up to the schools and teachers that you might not know. Nah, I'm good. I'm all good on that. Anyway. Yeah, no, I don't think we're getting a fucking invite, bro. I think we're cooked. I think we're in the fucking challengers. and we got to qualify through there. But bro, I mean, look, there's not a lot of incredible teams and challengers. There's just a few of them. You know, it'll kind of be like that tournament that we were just playing, where the majority of those teams are kind of like, you know, and then there's like maybe 5 to 10 teams that are cracked. Hey, Jake, I don't care. Jake, look, Jake's saying that we shouldn't even open up this topic or talk about things like that. And look, man, there's a thought process where he's probably right. Like, why even speak on these things when they just take your words and clip them and ship them and twist them and finagle them and you know, they paint you up to be all these things. Hey, you're not. I totally get that. But at the same time, man, Jake, I don't give a fuck, man, about any of these motherfuckers. They can blabber all they want in their little echo chamber online. They don't matter to me. That they don't. It falls on deaf ears, man. I don't care. I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna raise my family. I'm gonna play my video games. I'm gonna stay in my lane. I don't care. So, Jake, to your point, I agree. Probably not smart for the greater good of the business, but then again, why put on a face to make everybody else happy? You know what I mean? I'm gonna be who I'm gonna be, you know, and I'm gonna say the things I want to say, and I'm gonna speak my mind. I always have on this stream. You know, we don't weigh in on every topic. Maybe that's because I don't got shit to say about every topic, but that one I did, and I do, and that's where I'm at, and that's how I feel. You know, I mean, either way, we're doing great. I'm chilling. So, I mean, hey, it is what it is. This guy Davis, man. Fool, I'm not getting on COD, man. I know Timmy and them are playing. I know y'all want me to hop on there with them, but I mean, look, to go to the next topic,
and I'm gonna try and keep this neutral, because every time we talk about these topics, everyone is so like hostile and so offended, and I don't mean to take this any different direction. You guys, again, if you're feeling a certain way, leave a comment down below. I'm just here to give you the news about how people felt about how Nickmercs had actually phrased not receiving the invite. And I'm just going to say, when I first listened to this, Nickmercs reacting to the oversleepers receiving that invite, it came across as maybe a bit strange. Him saying that, oh, you know, like the Apex community, I think a better way to phrase it is they are very inclusive, right? When it comes to LGBTQ and other rights as well, the Apex community is extremely inclusive, as are a lot of esports communities, but Apex over the past several months, including the Call of Duty drama with Nickmercs, has expressed that very vehemently, especially around this situation. So for him to say that, you know, they're not going to get invited, and that, you know, especially given his views, they're not as strong as theirs, although there might be some underlying truth to that, it can certainly rub people the wrong way when even Nickmercs took to social media to agree. The oversleepers, they agreed this spot, but to respond like this on stream, it is always going to spark something. You guys know it, all right? You know that it probably wasn't worded the best. I don't know how he meant it to be taken. And again, although there might be some truth in that if he had been invited, I mean, that would have been pretty crazy. I think you could also flip this argument and say, as he agreed, the oversleepers, they deserved this spot regardless. And I would say at the end of this, no matter how you feel, some people very offended by what Nickmercs said, doubling down on his previous statements, but others defending him, saying he didn't mean it that way. At the end of the day, if Nickmercs and the Tripods were in the same situation as the oversleepers, if they were the next up in terms of overall points, if they had flipped positions this time around and Tripods had taken the oversleeper spot as the next up team overall points-wise, it almost seems like Nick is implying that he wouldn't have been selected if that were the case, which I don't think is true. At the end of the day, if Nickmercs and the Tripods were in the same position as the oversleepers, regardless of his beliefs or his stances over the past 6 months, they would have been invited. And that's how I feel about this whole thing, through people blowing this up on Twitter and taking it every which way, which, whatever, that's the internet, right? But at the end of the day, to imply that you wouldn't be invited based off your stances, I choose to believe that's not true if you were in the same position that the team who got invited was. And I think that's a fair take. If I'm crazy, say it, leave a comment down below. But this whole thing also was just, it was blown up. Like, everyone was tweeting about this. Now, that also doesn't help when people like Drama Alert pick this up, saying Nickmercs is blaming the LGBTQ and Apex for not getting the invite to Pro League. I would say that was, like, again, there's a vein of truth to that, but that's not exactly what was going down. Like, he was reacting to the oversleepers getting that spot, and he's saying, hey, my beliefs aren't fully intact with the strong, hardcore standing beliefs of a lot of the Apex community, which what he said is true. Now, people are thinking that he implied that he wouldn't get the invite based off those stances, and I disagree with that. I think it was poorly worded, and at the end of all of this, as I show you all of the countless tweets, this felt like, and I agree with what the viewer had said, that it was a different Jake, by the way, it's like a lose-lose. Like, why talk about these things? And I understand Nick does not want to hold back. He wants to be honest and truthful with his audience at all times, but this is like a lose-lose. Like, even talking about this, you know how the Apex community is going to, he even mentions it himself, they're going to grass, they're going to reach, they're going to clip, and talk about this, and it's not going to look good. So at the end of the day, I was wondering too, like, why keep talking about this news, which is so old? And I understand it's brought back up because of Pro League, but it's just, I don't know, man. At the end of the day, you guys can feel how you want to. I think it was poorly worded and didn't need to even be mentioned by Nick. I can respect to a certain regard the fact that he always wants to bring this up. He wants to be honest with his audience and talk about things that are relevant, that being a different team getting the invite. But I think it could have been worded better, and I think some people took this clip to the extreme. It's just, maybe it's just me, guys. I feel like everything is like, look at the way I'm dressed right now. It's 9 o'clock on a Sunday. I just want to make this video and see your response to it and not have anyone hate me for whatever take or belief I have on this. I don't think it's quite as big of an issue as people made it out to be on Twitter, but I also do think Nickmercs could have worded this way, way better, given his maybe what could have been implied or seen as implied based off the way he worded it. At the end of the day, the tripods still have a chance to qualify and make it into Pro League. We'll see if they do. But what matters the most is the team who is most deserving, that being the Oversleepers, they got their spot. And this was Nickmercs Response. And what do you guys think about it? Can you tell I'm tired? I don't know. Till next time, take care of yourselves, truly. Hydrate, and we'll see you back here sometime soon. Bye.